On everybody, welcome back to another episode of AthleteCast, episode 24, and I'm here with a big guest today. Who are we? We're here with.
My name is Greiner, and I'm teammates with John.
I'm teammates with John. So yes, of course, he's played football. So what class are you?
I'm a sophomore here. I graduate in 2027.
2027, man. So we just gonna dive right into the question. So what got you into football?
I guess a little unorthodox. I guess I kind of played it all throughout my high school growing up. I loved it. wasn't a great athlete. Moved schools when I was in high school, and then I was able to play at a really good program in the state of Iowa, and that's kind of what got me to Simpson. But I've always kind of loved football growing up, and I was always a big kid, so people wanted me to they recruited me, I guess, when I was at a young age.
Okay. So that brings us to the next question. What made you choose Simpson?
So I never really got recruited. Kind of said an unorthodox way to come here. After high school, I never really thought I was good enough to play, and so I just kind of left football. So we went to the draft. It was the year it was right after Will Anderson Jr. got drafted, and I was with Zach Nash and his little brother, who both actually play here, and Zach mentioned that he was in contact with Coach Hoskins, and I thought I played alongside Nash, Zach, and I figured it'd be really fun to play. So I reached out to Coach Hoskins. I went on a visit, loved it. Visited Central, Co, and all them, and decided that coming to Simpson because for one, I love the campus, and then they have the high school camps, and I went to I think 3 of those in total in my high school career.
Okay, so you being a sophomore, how has your experience as a student athlete been?
It's been a lot. I used to be a dual sport athlete, excuse me. I don't speak super well. And
Sorry, bro.
It's been a lot to juggle. I enjoy, don't get me wrong, but I just recently switched to just football. But constantly, it's like doing school's like a full-time job, and then you add a sport, which is you add your lifts, you add your meetings, you add your practice, like I said, you practice all this. You spend all this time throughout the year for essentially what's 10 hours in the fall, essentially. And if you put it like that, it's like is it even worth it? And the answer I'd say is absolutely. I love it. But here at Simpson, I love Simpson, and it's a lot to juggle. But with a great support staff and great teammates and great professors, I feel like it's something that you can really do.
Okay, I like that answer. Ain't nobody really went in detail about that. So what would you say will be the most difficult part about being a student athlete?
Like I said, the time. I would say my most difficult experience that I had, obviously I came in as a tight end. I weighed like 215 in coming to high school. I came in the summer working out freshman year, weighed 225, and under Coach Schmidt and Coach Chinch. A lot of respect for those two in their program. Gained 20 pounds of really good weight. In fall camp, had stone hands, couldn't catch the ball, so wasn't going to be a tight end. And out of necessity, we needed people at O-line, and I was a pretty big guy, and I could gain weight. And so I guess the main thing was where I'm getting at is gaining a lot of weight. Yeah. Obviously, I weighed 225 coming in freshman year. I think I'm sitting around 280, 285 right now. So that was eating a lot of food. Pfeiffer, lots of food at Pfeiffer.
I mean, even with being 225, how tall are you? Like 6'3"?
I'm 6'4", yeah.
6'4".
Yep.
I mean, that's a stature of a tackle for real.
Exactly.
225.
And then our other tackles was Mason Brule. He's a big kid too.
Mason.
He's
supposed to be the next one up in here.
That'd be a good one. Mason has a lot of good stories.
Oh yeah, for sure. So on to the next. What advice would you have for like future student athletes coming in?
Given recent events, honestly, what I would say is make sure that you keep in touch with your mental health. A lot's going on. It's a lot to balance, not only school, but not being away from home and classes, and it truly is way different than high school. Can be on your own, and just make sure that you keep in touch with your mental health. It isn't. I guess the best advice that actually Mason told me is it isn't strong to keep your feelings inside and hide it until like you like break away. It's actually weak to do that. It's strong to go ask for advice, and actually Mason Brule taught me that. So nothing but respect for him.
Okay. I like that one. So, what would you say is your favorite thing about Storm football?
Ooh, so I just think the culture that the culture of the team, and that goes not only the crowd and faculty here at Simpson, but my teammates and the coaching staff, both football and sports performance. I just think it's something unique, and with the new coaching staff, I think this is going to be Coach Hoskins and his staff third year. I'm just so grateful and beyond proud of where we are. So I think the culture that the team is building and the leaders on the team, people that my freshman year I didn't get along with, but now I'm getting along with like amazingly, and I really like treat them. I kind of view them as leaders, and have nothing but respect for them.
All right, you said you played, well, you did track here, right?
Yep.
So, I don't know if I asked you this, but like, what was the reason behind you like stepping away from track?
So it's not necessarily one big reason. More so a lot of little reasons. For one, I guess the main reason was I didn't share the same love for football that I did for track, or for track that I do for football. I love football. I enjoyed track. It was something worth doing. I think Coach Burton is an amazing coach. Great teammates, and I think they're doing a great job on that program. But I just couldn't do something that's I couldn't. It wasn't fair not only my then track teammates and my now football teammates to being kind of both feet in each camp. So I decided if it was better for everyone, especially for me, to just do football. Also, and it was a lot to manage. Obviously, with spring ball and practices and just like keeping up with school and working, it's a lot to manage. And it was just overall the best choice for me. But there's no like malicious intent or anything that's the wrong word.
So you do work, right?
Yes, sir.
So how do you manage like all of it, the football piece, the school piece, and the work piece?
It's a lot. Main thing is you have to make sure you reach out to your coaches. I'm fortunate enough to have a great Hoskins understands, great coach, and additionally my boss over at I work at the local bar and sports bar in town. I have a great boss that allows me to do that schedule. And then I mean, the unfortunate part is like I'm able to work Sundays and close Sundays and work all day Sunday, but to trade off, I'm able to support myself and make a good amount of money, but at the same time, like you lose your Sunday, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a give and take. I mean, it works out because I'm able to play football and like live and stay here with my teammates and my brothers, but it's give and take. But I know that at the end of the day, it's kind of what it needs to happen, and it's kind of hand down and dealt. But I'm so internally grateful for not only my coach but my boss, but what I have here, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Okay, on to the next. Okay, what do you plan on accomplishing your next 2 years here at Simpson?
That's actually a good question. Aside from graduating and just kind of trying to get out with it as little as possible, in terms of the academic standpoint or athletic standpoint, excuse me, is I really obviously being a starter is always a goal, but there's a team in this conference who I really cannot stand.
Yes.
I think it's different years. I think yours is Co.
Yeah, I hate Co so
much. mine is Central, dude. I'll tell you a little story. I went on a visit, and it was like a 4-hour visit. Coaches were great, and like the facilities were cool and whatnot, but it was like this. Just like the tour guide, the person that gives you tours. Mm-hmm. It's like a 4-hour tour. I went just like going on buildings, just boring. And then my mom was kind of getting tired. Mom's kind of a no BS lady, and she was getting tired of it. And then I don't know if the tour guide like picked up on it, mm-hmm. but they were like rude to her. Like she wanted to talk to her, they would ignore her. I know like they're like her and like some other faculty of Central were like walking or like talking, and my mom walked out of the restroom. They all like stopped and stared at her. It was like I was like, yeah, I'm not coming here. And the thing that is like after talking with the coach, I was really interested in going there. But I mean, I don't know. I'm glad I didn't, like I said. But yeah, it was I don't know. It was a whole mess. But so being Central and obviously winning a conference championship is a big goal. Apart from like being a starter and just kind of being there with my teammates and perfecting my craft, I guess.
All right, I like that question. So, Okay, going to another part of it. How do you handle criticism from coaches or even your own teammates?
Um, I think this question is good for me because I think there was a time in my career here at Simpson that I wasn't super great at taking criticism from coaches, yeah, but particularly from leaders of the team. I feel like I get a little butthurt, and I think the main thing is you have to understand that people here care for you, even if they give you crap. I think the main person I'm talking about here is Lucas Baracek. I mentioned earlier that me and him didn't get along, being my freshman year. Me and him kind of butt heads in the meeting room when I got moved to O-line. But if you would have told me that even a year ago, last spring ball, that he'd be someone who I really respected and looked up to, that'd be I think I would have said no way. I would have said you're full of crap. But I have a lot of respect for that, and he's very verbal, and I think he's growing into a great leader. I think to answer your question, so back to your question, understanding that the coaches they want you to succeed, and your teammates want you to succeed just as well. And I think that's a huge part of it. Just understanding, just don't take it personal is the main thing. And I think last year I got better at it, but I think coming in particularly from my other teammates, I wasn't always super good at taking criticism.
Okay, all right. So, even though I probably know the answer to this question, but has being a student athlete affected your mental health? Like,
oh, absolutely. The main thing is, it's over. It's like, absolutely. I mean, it's like overwhelming. Like, I'm in therapy for it. Just kind of in general, just kind of making sure that keeping up with mental health, and I'm not afraid to say it because if we kind of make it like less like I don't know, shameful thing or guilty thing, I guess, if people won't look at it as like tainted, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know how to.
Probably like shy away from it.
Yeah, like something like, oh, don't do that. Therapy's bad. It's not. So I'm a huge advocate for it. But mental health doesn't have to be therapy. It can be taking care of yourself, self-care. Just making sure that you are doing what needs to be good for you, physically, emotionally, academically, mentally, all that. But being an athlete, like I said, it's hard being away from home, kind of being on your own for the first time, really having to step into a new world that you're not really, I guess, used to. And if you're not like, just like your body, if you're not constantly honing your skill and kind of taking care of yourself and recovering, you're eventually it's gonna fall. Similar to you're taking care of your body in the weight room and the dining hall and all the other stuff.
All right. So, well, you kind of answered the next part of this question because you say you do go to therapy, but like, do you have any other way that you handle your mental health or take care of your mental health?
Absolutely. I think a huge thing is doing something you enjoy. Taking care of, like for football, I'm a huge fan of that. I think it's good therapy. Being around like your teammates, your brothers, or essentially another family is huge. And talking to someone, I mentioned earlier that that keeping it in is actually strong, and it doesn't help anybody. And talking to someone, having someone is you're not like how do I put this? Like a liability, not I guess, or like a bother to somebody. Like I said, if I would much appreciate. I'd much rather sit down with my teammate and talk to them, have a rough conversation rather than obviously them not being them. Obviously, having to step away because they can't do it, mental health, or even worse, them hurting themselves because they didn't feel comfortable. You know what I mean? So the main thing is just talking to someone and taking care of yourself. It's like a muscle, I guess. The best way I can describe it is your mental health, your brain. If you're not taking care of it, it'll tear, or it'll just like disintegrate.
I feel you on the teammate part. I'm like, being around y'all is therapeutic.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna lie. I have a quick story. Like, I think it was the week before spring break, and like that. I think it was Friday. It was that Friday morning. I had got an unexpected call that my dad had passed, and like Coach Hop gave me the option to either go back to my room or like continue my workout with y'all. So I'm like, bro, I don't need to be by myself. So like, just surrounding myself around y'all, it just felt like y'all kept me up.
Absolutely.
Y'all kept me in a good mood. so I wouldn't think about it. So like I feel what you're saying about like teammates being therapeutic, because I'm not gonna lie, that really helped me.
Absolutely.
All right, so would you say you had a moment in your career that you struggled with your mental health?
Absolutely. I think it was actually last season. I talked to my position coach, and I talked to him, and kind of, I was just going to talk to him a routine. I was kind of having a rough practice, kind of getting snippy with my teammates, keeping it in. And at a practice, I said, "Hey, can I talk to you?" And he said, "Yeah." So I went into one of the classrooms privately, and I began to tell him a little bit. I thought it was gonna be a quick conversation. Hey, this is what I'm dealing with, and when like I said, I'm not ashamed to say because this could help somebody. Like when I opened up and I told him, like I broke down. I was like, because it's a lot, and that's kind of where I said, you know what, I need to go to see someone and work this through and take better care of myself, because it was just too much for me to do alone. And talk, like I said, it kind of goes back to talking to someone and taking care of yourself. Is like I didn't realize how much what was going on at home or anything my family had affected me until like I spoke to someone and I said it out loud. And I didn't go in there thinking I was going to cry or it was a big deal, but I said it out loud, and it just the emotions just overcame me.
It don't never comes out unless you speak about it.
Exactly, you're right about that.
Okay, so how, well, you kind of said how you overcame it, talking with somebody about it, talking to your coach about it, so we can skip that. So what have you learned about yourself, like being a college student athlete?
That's a good question. I had to think about that for a second. Obviously with working and obviously getting decent grades, I guess. Mm-hmm. I'm not a straight student, but it's just a measure. They're going to be valedictorian. But building a program and being there and showing up with my brothers and being able to work and take care of myself, it kind of came off that I'm like able to do it, if that makes sense. Like I'm very like the saying that they ain't kill me yet. Nothing that I guess the word that I found out is I'm very resilient. I guess there's nothing that I haven't gone through that I haven't been able to overcome. And like you take a step back and you look at that and you're like, okay. And having a rough day, you kind of look back and reflect on that. It's huge for, like I said, mental health. Kind of learning about myself that way, and learning that I can't do this all alone. You know what I mean? Talking with teammates, talking with coaches, and everything. It's hard, and that's one thing that I learned. Not only that I'm resilient, but also that I can't do this by myself. Life's a marathon, not a sprint type of thing. Oh, that overused expression.
I don't think it's marathon. I think, wasn't it something else? It's like,
I don't know. I could be wrong on that. And that's about guarantee I'm wrong on that.
I don't know if it was a marathon, but it was like you got the last part right, but the marathon part I don't think you got right.
I'm not good.
I don't know, but we just gonna stick with that.
We'll figure it out.
All right. So, how do you mentally prepare yourself for games, lifts, or even practice?
Honestly, sometimes it's hard. You just gotta understand, like what Hoskins always says is, you know, you're getting through it, you're getting better. Mm-hmm. And I don't obviously playing last year. There's some games that like the Central game that I wish that I could take back, or like you click on the film and you just like, it's like dang, like I need to do better. You just kind of have that moment that like, okay, it's time to lock in. Mm-hmm. I'm sure I'm as guilty as anyone, but you can't feel sorry for yourself in any of that moment. I mean, there's times when I'm a bigger guy, so I run more hot. You throw those pads on, you walk outside, it's hot. Fall camp's coming, and you're beat down. You're like, I don't want to do this, but you step around, and I think it helps that you're not going through it alone. Air raids are the worst.
Oh, man. Oh, bro, I didn't know what an air raid was until I got here, and it's horrible.
Dude, it's awful. Being late is serious, and I didn't want to. I was late. I was late in it was my freshman year. The whistle blew at 6:40 for morning lifts in the morning. Mm-hmm. First group, whatever it is. I get a call. I slept through my alarm. I get a call from one of the seniors, says, "Hey, where are you at?" I said, "Oh, I'm in bed. I still have sleep." He goes, "You're late. It's 6:40." I was on the third floor of Kresge. I was down there in the weight room. It was 6:40 when I got it. 640, I was still had the covers on me. 642, I was in the weight room ready to go.
Bro.
And then that area was horrible. So they're never being late again.
Bro, it was crazy. It was like the first day of fall camp. And we had limbs there. CJ calls me. I'm like, hello. He's like, where you at? I'm like, I look at my phone. It's like 6:40. I'm like, I didn't put no shoes on. I jumped straight out of bed.
Yep.
Sprinted to the weight room.
Yep.
Still was late, but it was like, fuck. Soon as I got there, Smith's like, Joe's out there waiting on you to do your air raids. I was like, fuck.
You're like, yeah, it's like, and then you have to like walk by and like, sorry guys.
Yeah,
just
bro.
like the guilt that you have.
And it's like, as soon as you walk in there, everybody's staring at you, and then they're all up. It's like, fuck. You're like, bro.
You're like, damn. Yeah, I know the feeling.
Yeah, bro.
But you weren't late again, were you?
Nah, I don't think that was my first and last time ever being late.
Yeah. Text one of my roommates or text one of my floor partners and say, hey, can you make sure I'm up? The last time I do that.
Yeah, bro. But fall camp was, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know how it was your freshman year, but fall camp for me was hard.
It definitely was. But I think the cool thing is Trent, one of our roommates, you know Trent, linebacker.
Yeah.
Of course you know Trent. And but one of the first conversations that we had was during fall camp our freshman year, and he was like, this actually isn't too bad because like everyone wants to be here, you know what I mean? People who don't are out of there pretty quick.
Oh yeah, bro. Somebody quit like the first day.
Yeah.
And it was like, bro, you should never see the side up, bro.
I was like, it's like, well, it was that conditioning test.
Yeah, conditioning test. He quit straight after that.
So I'm done. So it's not, absolutely not.
I'm not even gonna lie. The conditioning test was brutal.
Well, I think main thing is like it's like I don't want I feel like I return like a come to Jesus moment, where it's like, good Lord, and like it's just I don't know, like doing it in front of all your teammates. You have like when you're a freshman, you have all the upperclassmen looking at you, and like you're trying to act tough, and like not like hands on your knees. But the inside, you're like dying.
Nah, I knew we was cooked when I saw CJ just throw up mid-run. I was like, bro, if he's throwing up mid-run, I already know everybody's cooked.
And that's someone who was here for most of the summer, too.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, he goes to Arizona for the first part of summer to hang out with his family, and then he comes back and lives with us, and like he's someone who's in pretty gosh darn good shape. So it's definitely like very surreal when that first day.
That made me like think about my God, I had the word. That made me think of my fitness, as I would say, because like I thought I was in the best shape ever, bro, until I did that conditioning test.
Yeah, and that, like what Schmidt says, like, do you love football or do you love being a football player? You know what I mean? We're in jerseys on Saturdays when we're on campus, and that's true, dude. Because like I said earlier, like think about like even from a January end of winter break to like now, like we're doing pretty much all this work for 10 hours in the fall. Which you put it like that. That's a little insane. And even half that, because like obviously you're on defense, I'm on offense, so like 30 minutes maybe in the fall, minus special teams, and it's like you tell to an ordinary person, anybody, any level of college football, it's like, why would you do that?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And I feel like people that's outside of sports don't understand like the actual thing of it. Like, I had a person ask me like, do you love getting up at like 6 o'clock in the morning to go to workouts? I'm like,
hell no.
I'm like, hell no. If you think I like that shit, you stupid. Because I don't like it. It's just that I love the sport, and I know that going to workouts every day, I'm going to get better, faster, and stronger. So like,
when you turn on that film, or you see you kill the ref and the coach, like, that's a good job, or you win on Saturdays, or you get on that bench press and you hit a new max, it makes it worth it.
That's what I'm saying.
Makes it worth it.
Even when it conference championship or something like that, it makes it all worth it at the end. So like, it's just what I got to do to get better and get the team better, and
absolutely
perform at the best. All right, so this usually gets everybody. These last two questions usually get everybody.
Oh Lord.
So, what do you consider to be your greatest strength as a athlete?
As an athlete, I would say as an athlete, I'd say overall I'm a great teammate. Like, I don't know how to say that is like the genuine love that I feel for my brothers and like seeing them succeed and like it can be little as seeing them get a starting spot or keep on the depth chart or make a huge play or when on Thursday mornings when we run fly 10s and we hear PR.
Yeah.
I love that. That gets me hyped up. I'd say just the genuine love that I have for people that are, for lack of a better term, in the shit with me.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of respect that needs to be given to that person. You know what I mean? Whether regardless across the board, obviously, like I wear a white jersey in practice, you wear a black jersey in practice, but we're both the same thing. I think I do a really good job understanding that, and I just love the people. I love my brothers around me, and there's not much I wouldn't do for any one of my teammates if they asked.
All right. So, what do you consider your greatest weakness as an athlete?
I would say one thing that I'd like to better, and then I think as I think Coach Hawkins calls it like soft Jimmy on your shoulder. I know, like you gotta tell him to fuck off. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I feel like there's times where I don't know, like after team tempo and you have to run all the way. Oh, I have to run down. And then we have Indy. It's like I think there's times where I need to be better at that. Obviously, being a little bit more mentally tough, and like I said, I'm proud of where I am. But I feel like if I could change one thing, it would be like mentality after the game. I think also like okay, what I'm trying to say here. Let me reverse a little better. I think there's times where like mentally tough. I feel like Hell Week where you're doing the ice hold, it sucks. But wish that, and also. I think in the trenches you gotta be nasty and like physical, and that's something that I lack honestly. I'm big, I have the size, and I know what I need to do. I just don't have the like the edge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That some people have. I don't know if you Zach Truitt. I mean that dude could one of the nicest dudes ever, but he put the helmet on. It was like Clark Kent or something.
He's a whole nother person.
Flip a switch. He would go through you. He would talk shit. It was awesome.
I've never heard him talk shit.
Oh, he would talk shit to me. It was awesome, and like. He did a good job backing it up too.
Mm-hmm.
But like having someone being able to flip that switch where you can just the guy across me is not my buddy. Obviously we off the field in the locker room. I would die for that dude, but locker room like on the field when the cadence is going, it's time to go. I think that's something additionally that I'd like to really get better at.
All right, I had these little extra questions. I kind of call them the little fun questions because you don't really got to think about them for real. So if you wasn't playing sports, what would you be doing right
now? Construction and ripping monsters, dude. Like, ripping caffeine.
Bro, I've never seen people consume as much caffeine as I've had since I've been down.
Oh, it's horrible, dude.
Like, it's bad, bro. Like, when I'm in the meeting room and I just see CJ comes in with either a Monster or like a Rain or something, I'm like, I'm like, bro, like, y'all enjoy y'all energy drinks, man.
Need it. So like I said, like my little unorthodox. It wasn't until 3 months before, actually less than that, like a little less than 3 months 3 months before fall check-in that I decided to play college football. I was going to go to DMAC for construction management for 2 years because I love construction. Mm-hmm. And that's what I was going to do. And then the opportunity to play college football arose, and I took it. But yeah, if I wasn't playing football right now, I would be doing construction and just ripping caffeine, dude.
All right, so how would you say someone how would you I'm reading this question all wrong. How would somebody describe you as a person?
Ooh. That's interesting, I guess. I would say, I don't know. I'd say, genuinely, I'm very kind. But I like genuine kindness. I'm not nice, you know what I mean? Like it's something that I'm very proud about myself. However, I'm kind of awkward. Like you'll be editing this, and there'll be times where I don't talk very clearly. I get excited and I get a stutter, and I talk at like the speed of light.
I mean, it's not about like how the way you talk. I fuck up sometimes, and I'm the host of this shit. So like, I just want people to come on and be themselves.
Yeah. So I would say that on the surface I'm very kind, but also awkward. I don't talk very well. I get kind of nervous and stuff like that. So I think kind but very awkward. And me and my mom had a joke that if like physically awkward too is where I'm getting this joke. But it's like if I was a girl, my name wouldn't be Grace because I'm about the least graceful person ever, dude. Clumsy.
Hey, bro, sometimes it be like that. All right, so what would you say your favorite like hype song will be?
It's like asking who my favorite teammate is. I don't know. It changes.
It changes like
based on the day. Because like you get my playlist. I mean, there's like Motley Crue. There's Jelly Roll. There'll be Adele in there. Hozier. It's like maybe some Kanye songs. It's kind of wherever. I'd say the main thing is probably Alice in Chains. If I had to go to.
I'm not gonna lie. Rooster, bro, ever since I've heard that's been on my playlist, bro.
Dude, so we were playing Loris, when we walked out to that.
Yeah.
And I guess I heard that some Loris guy was in the transfer portal and then talking to Coach Hoskins. And when we played Loris here this year. We walked out to Rooster by Alice in Chains. And when they're on the field and they look over and they see us walk out to Rooster, they said, he said that he told his teammate, yeah, we're getting destroyed today. And we went out and just like 60-pieced them.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Bro, like that song, I don't know what about it. It's just like, it just gets my blood rushing for some reason, bro. And I just like it.
When they play it in the weight room, it's awesome. I love it. Bro. I love it.
All right, last question of the day. If you could play any other sports besides football or track, since you already did track, what would you play?
Honestly, so I think the default answer here has to be basketball. Because I can't swim. I sink like a rock. It's embarrassing to watch swim, and then I'm just was not good at baseball at all. So I had to go basketball. Just because I think that's next where I enjoy. Obviously, I'm a little bigger guy, so I can move around the people in the paint a little bit. But yeah, basketball, I guess. But I'm not saying I'd be very good at it. Well, there's a steep drop off between O-line to my other athletic ability.
Yeah, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't think I was as athletic as I was because, as you know, I was an O-lineman.
Oh, how was that?
And then coming to linebacker, bro, it was so much different. That's why fall camp was really hard for me because I didn't know nothing at linebacker. Yep. And then I still had like some lineman tendencies that I had to get rid of. I'm still working on that piece, but bro.
Yeah, I played DN my senior year of high school. Actually, I played, Caden Proctor, Alabama's left tackle. I went to high school with him.
Oh.
Dude, he tore me up. So I probably the reason I'm here is because of my high school football program. Great coach, great staff, great players there. But going there and then going to, I want to be a tight end. So I was like, sure, I'm going to be a tight end. Running around, not be able to catch the ball. I could put my hand in the dirt and push someone pretty far, I guess. And went into Coach Hoskins' office, and it was like a week. I think it was the week before Augie week. So like he was like, so Brandon, we have some. Long story short, it was like you can't catch, you can't run around very well, but you can gain weight, and you're one of our biggest guys that we got here. I said, yeah, and dude, I did not want to be O lineman. You can ask any of the linemen. I was like, they call it a state of denial. I said, I'm going back after this season. I'm going back. We're gonna recruit some O linemen, and we're going back. And we were playing at homecoming, and injuries happened, and my name got called, so I pretty much started the game. I think within the second play, our right tackle got hurt, and then I was like, you know what? I love this now. And ever since then, I love the O-line.
Like, bro, it's like something, I want to come back to the O-line so bad, but I can't gain weight at all, bro. So I just gave up on it and just say, fuck it, I'm going to stick to linebacker.
At that point, we might as well, actually. Well, then, I don't know. The cool thing is, like, having like the leaders that we had at the linebacker core last year. Obviously, we only have one back now, but Truitt, Shaven, and May, and obviously CJ. He's still here, thank God. I think having those leaders and play behind is honestly incredible. Like I said, and those guys went 1-9, 1-9, 3-7, 5-5, and so you got to give those guys credit for kind of leaving the program way better than they found it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think Truitt said no, it was May. May said his freshman season they didn't win a game.
I'm pretty sure his freshman season wasn't that COVID because he was a 5th year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So, I don't know how that went because I know they went 1-9, 2 years, and then they got new coaching staff under Hoskins.
Yeah.
Came back and obviously doing good. 3-7 last year and 5-5 the year after that, and hopefully, dude, like I said, I genuinely think that we can get above 500.
Oh yeah.
Like, obviously the Central game this year that was rough, but the Augie game and the Dubuque game, that one, those we I hate to say it because we lost, but and this may sound a little corny or wrong, but everyone says that we lost that they won that game. I'm pretty sure we lost that game because Dubuque. I mean, speaking from the offensive side of the ball, we could not run the ball, and I had a huge part in that. It was one of my rough that and Central were just rough games for me. But Wartburg, obviously one of the best teams in D3. We went toe to toe with them up until the end, and then we kind of fell apart. And so the truth be told is we got the pieces to be great. And like I said, I think it comes down to the people on the roster that it's how far we take ourselves, I guess. A good way to put it.
How much we really want it for real.
Exactly.
But excuse me. But that's the end of the episode today with the last question ending it off. Would you like to say any last words to the audience out there that's watching?
No, I just appreciate you having me, John.
Oh yeah, appreciate you coming on, bro. I'm trying to get a lot of more people on here. Not just football, bro. Not just football either. I'm trying to get a lot more sports on.
You might. I feel like track would be a good one.
Yeah, track.
I know there's a lot of good athletes there. I know, like I said, that program is definitely stepping up.
I've heard like track gets like a lot of people every year, and I've just been seeing like commit.
Yeah, dude. Like I said, like I think there's three main coaches there, and then I think there's like a few assistants, maybe 4 main coaches. There's Coach Monk, he's like distance. Hoffman, he's like sprints. Burton, who was my coach, thrower coach, and then I think Mosier, he does like the multis, but they're doing a great job. Yeah. I got nothing but respect for that staff and that team. I think next year they're gonna have like 200 people total, and I don't know if that's combined both boys and girls or men and women. But I know, just on Instagram, scroll commit.
Yeah, that's all I see.
Commit.
All I see is commit. I'm like, golly, like track really be doing some recruiting, man.
Yeah, dude.
And it's just amazing. But that's also good because that's just growing the school population.
But I think a big thing is like we're bringing so many of the top 10 records. Like when I did track, I was number 6 for the weight throw. And unfortunately, I did enjoy weight throw. I think I could have been really good at it, but I know we have like the throwers, Maddie Berg, Sydney McCarron, Tate Deer King, Cole White, he's a dual sport guy. They're top 10, and then we're getting like nationally ranked people. So like it's not even like that like they're doing a good job recruiting, but they're doing a good job developing those athletes. Sure. Because you look at the top 10 ranks of all time in Simpson history, and like they have that. I give it a few more years, but before most of them are from 2022 to newer.
Like, what's her name? Her name is Emma. She stays like literally like right beside me.
She's a swimmer?
Yes, and she's been killing it. No, it's Jenna.
Oh, Jenna.
I don't know her last name.
Thornburg?
I think that's
Thornburg, and then not Jenna, Emma Cooper.
Yeah,
they're really good.
Yeah, like I've been seeing them all over the track, so I'm like,
I know. I think Jenna broke the world record. The world record, Jesus Christ, the school record. Like she's number 1 now, or something like the 60, and it's so indoor. And Hoffman was crying over it.
Like, bro, like that's amazing. That's who I need to get on there. But... And also, if y'all didn't know, April is Mental Health Month, so check on your people. Make sure they're doing good with their mental health. If they're not, be somebody they can come to and talk to, express their feelings, so they don't feel like they're alone with this. And also, I would like to say condolences to President Jay Breyer's family. God is with y'all. I hope y'all are doing okay. It's never easy going through a death, as I recently have been through. So I really send my condolences, and just know that the Simpson family is here for you guys, and we love y'all. So, without that being said, thank y'all for tuning in for another episode. Don't forget to comment down below, comment some new questions. Also, don't forget to share with athletes or anybody else that would like to watch the podcast. Also, hit the subscribe button and also turn on post notifications. And thank y'all for tuning in as well. Peace.